A shadow fell across Earth at midday, a slow-moving darkness that made people look up in fear. At first, they thought it was a strange cloud. But clouds did not form perfect circles. Clouds did not block the sun completely. And clouds did not speak. The sky cracked with a deep metallic sound, like a giant iron door opening in the heavens. A massive alien screen appeared above every city on Earth at the same time. People ran out of their homes. Drivers stopped their cars in the middle of the road. Children cried as the world suddenly became dim and cold. Then a voice came. It was not human. It was sharp, loud, and filled with pride. People of Earth, kneel. Your time is over. You have 24 hours to surrender. The voice echoed across the planet. Every speaker, every device, every radio repeated the same message. No one could escape it. The voice belonged to the Vorlith Dominion, an ancient alien empire known across the galaxy for destroying worlds that refused to obey. Fear spread faster than fire. Some people cried. Some prayed. Some refused to believe it. But the truth was clear. Something powerful had arrived, and it did not come in peace. In the United Nations bunker, deep under Geneva, world leaders gathered. They shouted at each other, trying to understand how aliens suddenly appeared without warning. Satellites were failing. Power grids flickered. The aliens had already started shutting down Earth systems, proving they had full control. But there was one thing the Vorlith did not know. Far beneath Antarctica, hidden under miles of ice, an alarm began to ring. Red lights flashed through a long metallic tunnel carved deep inside the frozen continent. A voice announced, "Black Protocol activated. All personnel to battle stations." For 70 years, this secret base was unknown to the world. Only a handful of people knew of its existence. It was the birthplace of the Black Armada, humanity's hidden fleet built from technology recovered from an old crash site long ago. Engineers studied alien metal. Scientists unlocked faster-than-light engines. Pilots trained in silence. And all of it was done to prepare for a day like this, a day no one wanted but everyone feared. In the command chamber, Admiral Rhea Kane stood still, watching the world map showing cities losing power one by one. She was calm, but her eyes burned with resolve. She had trained for this all her life. "The Vorlith have made their move," she said quietly. "Now we make ours." Her officers gathered around her as she activated the main screen. On it appeared the alien message once again. "Kneel, or be destroyed." Rhea narrowed her eyes. "They want Earth to kneel," she said. "But humanity does not kneel." Across the base, huge blast doors opened. Rows of sleek black warships began to rise on massive platforms. Their hulls absorbed light instead of reflecting it, making them look like shadows carved into metal. Engines hummed with silent power. Pilots ran to their stations, suited in dark armor designed for deep space combat. Commander Malik Reyes, Rhea's second-in-command, approached her. "The fleet is ready," he said. "But the world doesn't know we exist. They think we have nothing. They think we're already defeated." Rhea shook her head. "Let the world believe what it must. Our job is simple. We fight." Outside, the ice cracked as the first warship broke through the frozen surface and shot into the sky. It did not appear on any radar. No camera caught its launch. One by one, more ships followed, rising like silent arrows aimed at the stars. On the surface, scientists stationed at an Antarctic research camp felt the ground shake. They looked toward the horizon but saw nothing. The Black Armada left no trace, no sound, no smoke. Only the sudden silence of the wind hinted that something massive had moved. Meanwhile, in orbit, a single Vorlith scout ship observed Earth, confident that no human weapon could reach it. The alien commander laughed when he read their surrender deadline. "Primitive species," he said to his crew. "They will kneel. They always kneel." Then his scanners beeped. Something was approaching, fast. Before the alien could react, a black streak cut across his view. A second later, The Vorlith ship shook violently. Metal tore apart. Power failed. The alien commander screamed orders, but nothing responded. He never saw the human ship that hit him. One precise shot from the Black Armada shattered the Vorlith scout vessel into burning fragments that fell toward Earth's atmosphere like falling stars. On the bridge of the lead human warship, Admiral Rhea Kane watched the debris scatter. "Message to all ships," she said. "Earth is under threat. The enemy believes we are weak. They believe we will kneel. They are wrong." The Black Armada formed a tight battle formation behind her flagship. "Prepare for the counterattack," Rhea commanded. "Humanity stands. Humanity fights." And as the fleet vanished into the dark of space, one truth echoed through every ship. The galaxy had made a terrible mistake. They thought Earth would kneel. But humanity was about to show them its wrath. The Black Armada moved silently through space, invisible to alien sensors. Stars streaked past the black hulls as ships glided like shadows. Inside, pilots checked systems, adjusted controls, and prepared for the battle they had trained for their entire lives. The world above had no idea these ships even existed, but soon, the Vorlith would learn that humans were not as weak as they thought. Admiral Rhea Kane stood on the bridge of the flagship, her hands resting lightly on the rail. Her eyes scanned the readouts, every alert, every movement of the fleet, her mind calculating. Around her, officers whispered to each other, tension and excitement filling the room. They had waited decades for this moment, and now it had come. The Vorlith had made their demand. Humanity's response would be swift and brutal. "Commander Reyes," Rhea said, her voice calm but firm, "status report. Are all ships operational?" Reyes nodded. "Engines at full power, weapons systems online, cloaking fields stable. We are ready to strike." Rhea smiled slightly. "Good. Let them think they have the advantage. That will make their defeat sweeter." The fleet had a plan, and it relied on speed, stealth, and surprise. The Vorlith Dominion had vast armies, millions of ships in their command, but they had never faced the Black Armada. They had never faced humans who could strike like ghosts from the darkness of space. The first target was a small alien scout outpost near Mars. The Vorlith thought it was safe, far from Earth's defenses, and poorly guarded. But the humans had tracked it for months, studied its patrol patterns, and waited for the perfect moment. As the Black Armada approached, the scouts did not notice. The ships moved like shadows, silent and deadly. Pilots gripped their controls tightly, hearts racing. For a moment, all was quiet. Then, with a precision that could only come from years of training, the humans struck. Laser cannons blazed. Alien shields flared and shattered. Explosions rippled across the station, breaking it apart like glass. Within minutes, it was gone, reduced to burning debris drifting into space. On Earth, no one knew what had just happened. Satellites picked up flashes, but scientists could not explain them. People assumed meteor showers or cosmic storms. The truth was far stranger. Humanity had struck first, and it had won. In the aftermath, the Black Armada captured an alien data core from the destroyed station. Analysts aboard the flagship immediately began decoding it. The data revealed a terrible truth. The Vorlith Empire was not sending a small invasion force. They were sending an entire armada, thousands of warships, to crush Earth completely. Humanity's counterstrike had been necessary, but it had only delayed the coming storm. Rhea Kane stood over the map in the command room, her face illuminated by red warning lights. "They are larger than we imagined," she said softly, almost to herself. "And they are coming faster than we feared." Reyes placed a hand on her shoulder. "We are ready for them, Admiral. This fleet has never failed." Rhea nodded. "Then we will make sure they know the cost of underestimating humans. We fight for Earth, and we fight to show the galaxy that humanity will never kneel." Meanwhile, the Vorlith were in shock. Their commanders had never seen such tactics from a species they considered primitive. How could humans, with such small numbers and fragile ships, strike so quickly and so accurately? The Vorlith Queen, observing from her command ship, slammed her fist onto the console. "Prepare the main fleet," she roared. "Destroy the humans before they learn to challenge us." But the humans had already vanished. Cloaking fields hid their fleet as they repositioned near Jupiter's orbit. They moved unseen, like predators circling their prey. Rhea Kane watched the readouts carefully, calculating every possibility. Every maneuver had to be perfect. Every strike had to count. She thought of Earth, burning cities, frightened people, and all those who believed humanity was weak. Every decision she made carried the weight of the planet's survival. Suddenly, alarms rang. A Vorlith scout had detected something. One of the ships had been spotted. Reyes shouted over the intercom. "They see us!" Rhea's calm voice cut through the panic. "Let them see. Let them think they have the advantage. Focus on your targets. Attack only when I give the order." Minutes passed. The scouts closed in, confident, arrogant, unaware of the fleet waiting for them. Then the humans struck. A single black Armada ship accelerated past the Vorlith, weapons firing in perfect synchronization. Shields exploded. Energy cores failed. Within moments, the scout fleet was annihilated, leaving only wreckage floating in the void. On the flagship bridge, Rhea allowed herself a small smile. First strike successful. Earth is safe, for now. But the real battle is coming. Pilots cheered quietly, knowing this was only the beginning. Humanity had shown its strength, its speed, and its cunning. The galaxy would soon know that humans were not weak. They were not easy prey. And far across the stars, the Vorlith Queen's rage grew. She would not forget this humiliation. She would come herself. And when she did, the Black Armada would have to fight not only for victory, but for the survival of all humanity. Rhea Kane looked out through the viewport at the endless dark of space. Stars twinkled like distant eyes watching the coming war. She whispered to herself, almost like a prayer. "Let them come. We are ready." And with that, the Black Armada surged forward, disappearing into the darkness, the first true human strike against an alien empire that thought Earth would kneel. The Black Armada moved through the void like shadows, silent and deadly. Pilots gripped their controls, eyes fixed on the instruments. Every ship was ready. Every weapon was primed. They were not just fighting for Earth, they were showing the galaxy that humanity would never kneel. Ahead, a massive Vorlith destroyer floated near the asteroid belt, its red lights glowing like warning eyes. It was huge, far larger than anything humans had ever built. Its captain, a Vorlith commander with scales glinting under the lights, laughed as he looked at the tiny blips on his scanners. "Primitive humans," he said. "They dare to challenge us? Their fleet is nothing. Destroy them and return to Earth." But the humans were not afraid. They had prepared for this moment. The Black Armada split into smaller groups, using speed and stealth to approach the alien destroyer from multiple directions. The Vorlith had one mistake: they believed humans were weak and predictable. Admiral Rhea Kane stood on the bridge of the flagship, her hands clasped behind her back. She watched as the fleet moved into position. Her voice was calm, firm. "Remember your training. Strike together. Precision is our weapon." In seconds, the first salvo hit. Laser beams ripped through the void, striking the Vorlith shields. Energy flared, sparks flew across the alien hull. The destroyer shook, its massive engines straining. The Vorlith commander shouted orders, but the humans moved faster than he expected. One Black Armada ship darted above the destroyer, its cannons firing with deadly accuracy. Another struck from below, tearing a hole through the alien hull. Shields flickered, systems failed. Panic spread across the Vorlith bridge. This was not a coordinated attack. They were being overwhelmed by something they did not understand. Rhea watched the screens. "Good. Keep pressure. Do not let them recover." She turned to Commander Malik Reyes. "Prepare boarding teams. We will capture their data core." Reyes nodded. "Teams ready, Admiral." Meanwhile, on the Vorlith destroyer, the alien crew scrambled. They had never faced a human fleet with such speed, such precision. Systems overloaded. The ship's weapons misfired. The alien commander's confidence faded, replaced by fear. A human boarding team, equipped with magnetic grapplers and combat suits, launched from the flagship. They clung to the alien hull like shadows, slipping past emergency defenses. Inside the destroyer, humans moved silently, disabling systems and taking control of critical areas. Within minutes, they had captured the ship's data core, the heart of the alien technology. Back on the flagship, analysts began decoding the information. The screen filled with Vorlith fleet movements, ship counts, and invasion plans. The data revealed a terrible truth. The Vorlith were sending an entire armada to Earth. Thousands of ships, with weapons capable of destroying continents. The first strike had delayed them, but the real war was still coming. Rhea's jaw tightened. They underestimated us. They think a single strike will scare humanity. They are wrong. Prepare for the next phase. We must strike again before they reach Earth. Reyes glanced at her. The crew is ready, Admiral. Morale is high. They know we can win. Rhea nodded. Good. Let them think we are small and weak. Let them think they have the advantage. That is when we strike hardest. As the Black Armada disengaged from the destroyer, the Vorlith commander watched in disbelief. His ship was crippled. His crew captured. The humans had vanished before reinforcements could arrive. Impossible, he muttered. They should not be able to do this. They are primitive. But the humans were not primitive. They were cunning, fast, and ruthless. They used intelligence, strategy, and bravery instead of numbers. That was the difference. In the depths of space, the fleet regrouped. Pilots took deep breaths, adjusting controls, preparing for the next target. Every victory was small but vital. Every success sent a message across the galaxy. Humans were not prey. Humans were hunters. Rhea Kane walked along the bridge, watching her crew. They were young, trained for decades, yet full of courage. She felt a strange pride. They were risking everything for a planet that did not even know they existed. Yet they did not complain. They did not falter. They fought with honor, skill, and determination. Suddenly, sensors picked up movement on the edge of the asteroid field. A small Vorlith patrol ship approached, scanning for survivors. Rhea's eyes narrowed. Another one. Good. Let's finish this quickly. The fleet moved with precision. Within moments, the patrol ship was disabled, its systems shut down. The humans captured more information about the incoming invasion. Every strike brought them closer to understanding the enemy and preparing for the real battle that awaited Earth. Back on the damaged destroyer, the Vorlith commander sent a desperate signal. Alert the Queen. The humans. They are stronger than predicted. Rhea Kane received the message on the flagship. She allowed herself a small smile. Let her know, she said softly. Earth is not alone. Humanity fights back. And we will not kneel. The stars stretched endlessly around them, dark and silent. But in that darkness, the Black Armada moved like a blade. Swift, unseen, and deadly. The first blood had been spilled, and the galaxy would never forget it. Humans were coming. And when they arrived, the Vorlith would learn that Earth was not a world to conquer. It was a world to fear. The Black Armada moved deeper into space, pushing farther than any human ship had ever gone. The void stretched around them, silent and cold, but the fleet was alive with energy and purpose. Every pilot knew what was at stake. Every crew member understood the risk. Humanity had struck first, but now they were entering enemy territory. The Vorlith Empire would not forgive this, and the humans had to be ready. Ahead, the vast Vorlith-controlled sector spread like a red web of stars and stations. The humans had studied the maps carefully, memorized patrol routes, and calculated every possible path to strike. But even with all that planning, the danger was immense. The Vorlith were not like any enemy humans had faced before. They were ruthless, intelligent, and patient. They waited for the right moment to crush any threat. Admiral Rhea Kane stood on the bridge of the flagship, looking at the holographic display. Thousands of red dots marked the locations of Vorlith warships. Each one could destroy cities if it reached Earth. "We are far from home," she said softly, almost to herself. "But we have to show them the cost of underestimating humanity." Commander Malik Reyes approached her. "Admiral, sensors are picking up unusual readings ahead. Could be a patrol ambush." Rhea's eyes narrowed. "Good. Let them think they have the advantage. That is when we strike. Prepare Ghost Strike Protocol." The fleet moved in silence, dark ships gliding through the stars like predators circling prey. Cloaking fields masked their presence. Vorlith patrols scanned the area, confident nothing could escape their notice. They did not see the humans hiding in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment. Suddenly, alarms blared. The Vorlith had detected one of the smaller human ships. "They see us!" a pilot shouted over the comms. Rhea's voice cut through the panic. "Good. Let them think they are hunting us. Focus on the target. Strike on my command." For a tense moment, nothing moved. Then Rhea gave the order. The fleet struck. Black ships darted from every direction, hitting Vorlith patrols with deadly accuracy. Shields flared and broke. Laser fire tore through hulls. The Vorlith did not understand what was happening. Their sensors had failed, their weapons misfired, and chaos spread across their patrol lines. The Black Armada moved like a single organism. One ship struck a vital engine, another disabled weapon arrays, and another captured communication signals. Within minutes, the Vorlith patrol was destroyed, leaving nothing but debris drifting through the cold darkness of space. Rhea watched the readouts. "Good. But this is only the beginning. Their main fleet is here, and they are coming. We must hit them again before they can regroup." Reyes nodded. "Orders, Admiral." "Target the shipyards," Rhea said. "We hit them where it hurts most. Take out their supply lines, destroy their factories, and make them bleed before they reach Earth." The fleet moved toward the Vorlith shipyards, massive structures orbiting a dying planet. Thousands of ships, large and small, were docked and ready. Humans had only a small number compared to the Vorlith forces, but they had speed, surprise, and courage. They were not just fighting for survival, they were sending a message. As they approached, Vorlith sentries detected the fleet. Red alarms flashed across the shipyards. "Enemy fleet! Enemy fleet!" the Vorlith commander shouted. "Prepare weapons." But it was too late. The Black Armada struck with perfect timing. Ships fired in unison, energy beams cutting through shields and tearing apart docked vessels. Explosions rippled across the yards. Human fighters darted through the chaos, striking with precision and disappearing before the enemy could react. On the flagship bridge, Rhea's face was calm but focused. "Focus on the main targets," she said. "Destroy the factories, but avoid unnecessary risks. Every ship counts." Reyes glanced at the screens. "Damage is severe. We are hitting them harder than we expected." Rhea nodded. "Good. Make them feel it. Let them know humans are not weak. Let them know Earth will fight back." Meanwhile, the Vorlith Queen, watching from her massive command ship, slammed her hand on the console. "What is happening?" she roared. "How can a species so small strike so boldly in my territory? Destroy them!" Her fleet scrambled, but the humans were already gone, retreating into the shadows of space. The Black Armada left no trace, no warning, only wreckage and chaos behind them. Vorlith sensors picked up nothing. They could not chase what they could not see. Rhea Kane allowed herself a small smile. "Let them regroup," she said. "They will come to us. And when they do, they will pay for underestimating humanity." The fleet moved silently back toward the edge of Vorlith territory, leaving burning shipyards and destroyed supply lines behind. The human pilots felt pride and fear at the same time. They had won this battle, but the war was far from over. The Vorlith Empire was vast, and they would not forgive this attack. As the Black Armada returned to safe space, Earth's people remained unaware of the hidden war being fought for their survival. But the first message had been sent. Humanity was no longer weak. Humanity could fight. And the galaxy would soon learn that humans were a force not to be underestimated. Rhea Kane watched the stars through the viewport, feeling the weight of responsibility. "We are the guardians of Earth," she whispered. "And we will not kneel." Earth trembled beneath the Vorlith's first true attack. From orbit, massive ships blotted out the sun, their red lights shining like warnings. Cities panicked as the alien forces descended. Satellites exploded in fire, power grids failed, and communications went dark. The people of Earth had seen signs before, strange shadows in the sky, lights in orbit, but they had never imagined the reality of war. In New York, London, Tokyo, and dozens of other cities, citizens ran through streets choked with smoke. Some prayed. Some fought. But most froze, staring upward at the alien ships that hung like death over the planet. The Vorlith had arrived in full force, and their message was clear: kneel or die. Deep underground in Antarctica, the Black Armada prepared to respond. Admiral Rhea Kane watched the live feeds from Earth, her face grim. The fleet had fought in space, but now the war had come to her home planet. The stakes were higher than ever. Humanity was not only fighting for pride, it was fighting for survival. "Commander Reyes," Rhea said, her voice steady, "status report. Are all ships ready for atmospheric deployment?" Reyes nodded. "All vessels operational. Pilots trained for urban combat. Weapons calibrated for ground engagement. We can strike in 1 hour." Rhea's gaze hardened. "Then we make them regret ever thinking Earth would kneel. Prepare the fleet. We move in now." The Black Armada moved like a shadow through the upper atmosphere. Massive warships hovered over the cities, blocking Vorlith fire while smaller strike ships deployed. Humans had studied Vorlith technology and discovered weaknesses. Shields could be disrupted with synchronized energy pulses, and alien walkers could be slowed by targeted strikes. The Armada used every advantage it had. On the streets, humans fought alongside the fleet. Military units, police forces, and even ordinary citizens joined the defense. Energy beams from human ships cut through Vorlith walkers and drones, leveling the battlefield. The aliens expected surrender. Instead, they faced relentless resistance. In the skies above New York, a Black Armada strike group intercepted a Vorlith carrier. Pilots dodged energy blasts, weaving between skyscrapers, and fired with precision. Explosions ripped through the carrier's hull, sending fragments plummeting into the ocean. Civilians below gasped, unsure if the fireballs were from bombs or meteors. Meanwhile, in Tokyo, smaller human strike crafts disabled Vorlith walker squads. Soldiers and engineers guided them into traps, using narrow streets to slow down the massive machines. Humans fought with ingenuity. They improvised weapons, used terrain, and coordinated with the Armada's ships. Every victory inspired hope across the planet. From the flagship's bridge, Rhea watched the battle unfold. Her crew called out targets, reported damages, and adjusted strategies in real time. She issued orders with calm precision, even as alarms blared and explosions rocked the ship. "Focus on protecting the cities," she commanded. "Do not let them destroy infrastructure. Every life counts. Every human counts." Reyes added, "Admiral, reinforcements from orbit have engaged the enemy. We are gaining ground, but the Vorlith are sending more ships." Rhea's eyes narrowed. "Then we hit harder. Show them that humanity fights together. Let them see that Earth will not kneel. Not today. Not ever." On the ground, civilians cheered as Vorlith walkers were destroyed. Soldiers shouted commands, inspired by the fearless pilots above. Even those who had been terrified before now felt a spark of courage. Humanity was fighting back, and the alien invaders could feel it. The Vorlith Queen, watching from her command ship far in orbit, was enraged. Her forces were being shredded, her ground troops resisted, and her carefully planned invasion was falling apart. "Earth, primitive species, how dare they resist?" she screamed. But Rhea Kane did not falter. "We fight for every person, every city, every street," she whispered. "This is our planet, and they will never own it." In the skies above the Amazon, a combined human and black Armada strike destroyed a Vorlith supply line. Ships fell like stars burning out, and walkers crumpled under precise energy blasts. Each victory was small, but together, they formed a wall no alien could easily break. As night fell, Earth was scarred but not conquered. Cities burned in places, but humans had held the line. Pilots returned to their ships, mechanics repaired damage, and civilians helped wherever they could. The message was clear: the Vorlith would not take Earth without paying a terrible price. Rhea Kane looked down at the planet from orbit. The fires, the chaos, the fear, all of it mattered, but humanity had survived. Her eyes reflected both relief and determination. "They think one attack will break us," she said. "They are wrong. This is only the beginning. Humanity will rise. Humanity will strike back. And the galaxy will learn, we do not kneel." In the darkness of space, the Black Armada regrouped, readying for the battles to come. The Vorlith Empire had brought fire to Earth, but they had underestimated the human spirit. The wrath of humanity had only begun, and soon, it would reach far beyond the stars. The Vorlith Queen's ship appeared suddenly above Earth's orbit, massive beyond imagination. It was larger than any human ship, larger than the fleets of the Black Armada combined. Its hull gleamed red and black, pulsating with alien energy. Even from a distance, it radiated power. The fleet trembled, and yet, the humans did not falter. Admiral Rhea Kane stood on the bridge of the flagship, her hands resting lightly on the rail. Her eyes scanned the sensors, watching the Queen's ship move like a predator. "This is no ordinary vessel," she said quietly. "Everything the Vorlith feared is inside that ship." Commander Malik Reyes approached. "Admiral, the crew is ready. Weapons are charged, shields up. We can face her." Rhea nodded. "Then we do not retreat. Earth is not hers to take. Prepare the fleet. Every ship, every pilot, follow my orders without hesitation. Today, humanity shows its strength." The Vorlith Queen's voice echoed through space. It was deeper than any human could imagine, filled with pride and fury. "Humans, you dare resist me? Kneel, or be erased." Rhea's eyes narrowed. "We kneel to no one," she whispered. "Not now. Not ever." The fleet surged forward. Smaller human ships darted around the Queen's massive vessel, striking its shields with precision blasts. The alien flagship fired back, energy beams tearing through space, destroying ships in seconds. But the Black Armada was not afraid. They had fought before, and they had learned the enemy's weaknesses. Rhea ordered, "Focus fire on the shield emitters. Break them, and we can strike the core." Lasers, missiles, and energy pulses collided with the alien shields. Explosions lit the void, debris spinning like deadly stars. The Queen's ship roared, shaking the surrounding space, but the humans pressed on, relentless and precise. Inside the alien vessel, chaos spread. Officers shouted orders that could not be executed fast enough. Systems failed one by one. The Queen's fury grew. "They are stronger than I imagined," she hissed. "Crush them. Destroy them all." But the humans were not just stronger, they were cunning. Using hit-and-run tactics, stealth maneuvers, and the knowledge of Vorlith technology, the Black Armada struck again and again, slowly weakening the massive ship. Rhea watched the readouts. "We are close," she said. "Prepare the Dark Core Cannon. This is our chance to end it." The Dark Core Cannon was humanity's ultimate weapon, built in secret for decades. It was capable of destroying ships larger than any planet's moon. Only one shot was needed, but firing it required precise timing and courage beyond measure. "Teams ready," Reyes reported. "Targeting the Queen's core." Rhea's hand rested on the firing control. She took a deep breath. This is for Earth. For humanity. Fire on my mark. The cannon powered up, energy crackling like lightning in the void. A single beam, brighter than 1,000 suns, struck the Queen's core. The massive alien ship shuddered, its shields collapsing under the overwhelming force. Explosions erupted inside. Energy flares danced across the hull, and for the first time, the Queen's face reflected fear. The Vorlith Queen roared in anger. Impossible! How dare you? The flagship's bridge shook from the recoil, but Rhea did not waver. Hold formation. Do not let any survive, she commanded. Smaller human ships pressed the attack, ensuring that any escape attempts were destroyed. The Queen's massive vessel began to tear itself apart, systems failing, engines exploding. Red light turned to fire, fire to darkness, until the ship disintegrated into fragments scattered across orbit. Silence followed, heavy and complete. The Vorlith forces, seeing their queen defeated, faltered. Many ships fled. Some surrendered. The galaxy had witnessed something no one expected. Humans could destroy the flagship of an empire feared for millennia. Rhea Kane lowered her hand, her chest heaving slightly. It is done, she said quietly. Earth is safe for now. Reyes glanced at her. Admiral, the fleet survived, but many ships are damaged. Casualties are high. Rhea nodded, her face calm but determined. We knew the risk. Humanity fights because we must, not because we fear. Repair the ships. Strengthen the defenses. The Vorlith will return, but they will think twice before coming again. Across the bridge, the crew felt pride and relief. They had fought impossible odds and won. Humanity had proven itself to the galaxy, not as a weak species to conquer, but as a force to respect and fear. Rhea looked at Earth below, lights flickering from cities that had survived the attacks. She whispered, almost to herself, they wanted us to kneel. They wanted fear. But they did not know humans. We do not kneel. We fight. We survive. And we rise stronger every time. The Black Armada regrouped, battered but unbroken. Repairs would be made. Training would continue. And Earth would remain free. Humanity had survived the wrath of a galactic empire, and it had shown the galaxy that humans were not to be underestimated. Stars stretched endlessly around them, silent witnesses to the triumph of courage, strategy, and the unbreakable human spirit. And far across the galaxy, the message would travel: Earth had defenders. Humans were warriors. And they did not kneel. Silence hung in space for a moment, broken only by the faint hum of the Black Armada's engines. The Vorlith Empire had retreated, but their threat was far from over. Admiral Rhea Kane watched the stars through the viewport, her eyes sharp, calculating. Humanity had survived the impossible, but the galaxy was vast, and other enemies waited in the shadows. The Black Armada gathered in formation, battered but unbroken. Pilots checked weapons, repaired systems, and prepared for the final push. Every ship carried the weight of Earth's survival on its hull. Every crew member knew the stakes. Admiral, Commander Malik Reyes said, standing beside her, we have confirmed that the Queen's remnants are regrouping. They are forming a new fleet to challenge Earth again. Rhea's jaw tightened. Then we must strike first. Humanity does not wait. Humanity does not kneel. The fleet surged forward, faster than the Vorlith expected. Using stealth and speed, the Black Armada approached the enemy's new formation near the outer edge of the solar system. The Vorlith had grown arrogant, assuming their damaged forces would recover slowly. They had not counted on humans striking again so quickly. The battle began with a flash. Human ships darted through the enemy lines, striking shields and engines with precision. Vorlith vessels fired back, red beams tearing through space, but the Black Armada moved too fast, too cleverly, to be hit. Each strike weakened the Vorlith, leaving gaps for the humans to exploit. Rhea gave orders calmly but firmly. Focus fire on the command ships. Take them down first. Do not let their leaders regroup. Explosions lit the darkness, ships spiraling into destruction. The Vorlith were powerful, but their arrogance was their weakness. They had underestimated humanity's speed, cunning, and courage. Inside the flagship, Rhea monitored the battle. Every hit, every movement was precise. The crew worked in harmony, the result of decades of training. Humans were few compared to the enemy, but they fought with strategy, teamwork, and unyielding determination. Reyes spoke over the comms. "Admiral, the enemy flagship is exposed. Shields down. Core vulnerable." Rhea's eyes narrowed. "This is it. Prepare the final strike. For Earth. For humanity." The dark core cannon powered up once more, its energy crackling across the void. All eyes on the flagship held their breath as Rhea gave the command. Fire! A single beam, brighter than 1,000 suns, shot across space. It struck the Vorlith flagship, tearing apart the hull, exploding in a blaze that could be seen across light years. Smaller ships scrambled to escape, but the human fleet struck them down with coordinated precision. One by one, the enemy ships fell, leaving only debris and silence. The Vorlith Queen's final signal reached the fleet. Her voice, filled with rage and disbelief, echoed through the comms. "Impossible. How can humans?" Rhea turned to her crew. "They believed fear would stop us. They believed power alone could make us kneel. They were wrong. Humanity stands. Humanity fights. Humanity wins." Cheers erupted across the fleet, though tempered by fatigue and loss. Many ships had fallen, many brave souls had given their lives, but Earth was safe. The galaxy had witnessed something extraordinary. Humans had destroyed an empire's flagship, routed its fleet, and survived attacks that should have ended them. Below, on Earth, people looked up to the sky. Slowly, the alien shadows disappeared. Power returned. Communications came back online. Humanity had survived the impossible, and though few knew the full story, they felt a strange pride. Something had changed. The galaxy now understood that Earth was defended by warriors who would never kneel. Rhea Kane stood on the bridge, gazing at the planet. The fires from the Vorlith attacks were visible from orbit, but they did not matter. Humanity had endured. They had fought and won. She whispered to herself, almost like a vow, "This is just the beginning. Earth will rise. And the galaxy will remember our wrath." The Black Armada regrouped one final time, engines humming softly. Repairs would be made. Training would continue. The fleet would remain vigilant, always ready. Humanity had survived the wrath of a galactic empire, and they had sent a clear message: Earth was defended. Humans were warriors. Humans did not kneel. Stars stretched endlessly around them, silent witnesses to the courage, strategy, and unbreakable spirit of a species no one had taken seriously. But now, the galaxy would know, humans were to be respected, feared, and never underestimated. And far across the universe, where other empires whispered and plotted, the legend of Earth's Black Armada spread. One simple truth echoed everywhere. Humanity fights. Humanity survives. Humanity does not kneel.